Now there is one more quest board that we have not completed, and you actually do that by doing something we haven't done at all, which is going into the shop here in Woolhaven and buying one of the blueprints. Once you do that, and then go outside, the final quest board shows up. Also, it's a blizzard, so we need to sacrifice our next animal. Typically, good idea to go for one of the ones with a halo over their head. That means they're the oldest and are probably going to die soon anyway. You can't really see, but the ice core has like 5 feet. This quest board is almost entirely about building decorations in your base, and can be done, as long as you have the recipes and supplies to build them, very quickly. And along the way, our gifted child has finally come of age, and is off to Midas's cave. So next time I was in the neighborhood, you can stop by here, interact with the throne, where they sit down and tell you to wait 3 days. With all of them completed, you get the final shard, so we take that over to the blacksmith. And we get our final legendary weapon. There's no quest for this one to go out and use it. You are done. So there's something else I want to do, and before I do it, and right after I spent like a half dozen dungeon runs, I realized that I need to actually complete Midas's quest first, so we're turning our last follower into gold. And then after 6 runs of it never happening, the very next run it happens. Heckin' killed. And then you actually have to kill the guy. And then take Midas's skull. So back in town, you can take Midas's skull, and you put it in the hatchery. A few days later, our gifted one is finally ready. Who I think just gave us a permanent half-heart. And a follower form, in order to make another chosen one. Have to take care of the egg, just like any other egg. And it hatches into a little baby Midas. Who is absolved of his initial sin, but is certainly still full of sin. And now we do our best to instill in him good virtues. So I was also looking for the final fox, who has the very final heart piece that we're missing. If you say no here, he says, okay, come back later and ask again, and then he just asks you the same thing yet again. I have heard tale that you can give up, like, a permanent heart instead, but I was not given the option there. Also, ball and aim. You can now encounter while wandering around, and you can see how what they've been up to. Oh, and I did not sacrifice Ratto. Somewhere along the line, Shimura wanted to be a disciple. And my initial plan was to make the 4 bishops disciples anyway, so sure. Need to keep taking care of Midas. Now that we're done with the Chosen One quest, there's really only 2 things left for us to do, and that's now raise Midas. Who, when fully grown, just friggin' robs you and runs. And, of course, give up animals to the Snogre. And now, every time you give a sermon, before you can collect the reward, Midas sneaks in and steals all of it. Kind of a jerk move. I thought I instilled better values in you. And eventually you'll get a quest to lay out a wolf trap with gold in it. I don't think it matters where you place it, but I wanted to place it near to where we see him every day. Turn in the quest. And give our sermon to draw him into town. On our way back out, we see he has indeed been caught. Where we're given the option to re-educate him. And make him a cult member proper. He does come in as a coward, so be sure to reassure him daily, and injured, so get him to the healing bay, and then make him the tax collector. I'm sure it's what he would want. So nothing left to do but to give more creatures to the Snogre. Ice Gore. Midas is... We're done with Midas' story, now that we have him as a cult member. And he is just a functional member of society now. One more for the Ice Gore. Now, I don't know if the necklaces that you get from him during initial completion are random or predetermined. I know that once you finish this, you can continue sacrificing animals, and then it is random. In fact, you can get some very unique ones that you're kind of not supposed to get other ways. And the reward for completing all of them is the Ice Core follower form. And And then the next morning, I looked towards everybody waking up, and I saw somebody walking around with shifty eyes. Who happened to be a spy trying to run away. Which means I hadn't caught him up until now. They come in as a reformed criminal, replacing their spy attribute, and I decided he would be a good candidate to be the ice core. So as far as I can tell, that is everything, which finally brings this game to a close. Technically, it's not every little thing. Most of the remaining achievements and whatnot are for collecting all of the tarot cards, collecting all of the relics, which we did not do. Finding the actual list of tarot and relics is not particularly easy. You can go to the shops out just outside of town, where there's a little booklet that you can look through to look at relics to see which one you're missing. Tarot, I think you have to just go and find the tarot seller in town, like in dungeon, in order to see. That said, we're really only missing like 1 or 2 tarot and relic. I didn't directly compare lists, but I'm pretty sure it's mostly just the ones that require you being an actively evil cult leader, which I have been trying to avoid. Stuff like, hey, after you just heckin' murder 3 followers, you get this tarot card, or something like that, something of the sort. So with that all done, we are done with Cult of the Lamb. This has been a very enjoyable game to play through. It has been a really solid game. I am kind of glad it's done, though. And I think some of that may be that, despite that I can acknowledge the quality of the game, I don't know how good the game was as far as choice goes for this format of videos. In the end, I kind of feel like almost every video we put... This is a very long series, and I feel like almost every video we put up was virtually the same. And that started to wear on me over time, so I'm grateful to be moving on. Even if I can respect the game for being as good a game as it is. So until next time, everyone.